to people after. If there's any questions, again, because there's just the two of us, the three of us, that if there's any questions, you can ask them throughout, but I will also hang around after if you have any specific questions about things that are going on or you weren't totally clear as to what we were doing while we were doing them. So I'm gonna break up the class into sort of 3 areas. So I will do a demo, then I'll watch you do it, but I'll do the demo quickly. So don't worry if you're like, I didn't quite get what she said there. I'll go through the demo quickly, and then I'll watch you do it and hang out and make sure that I'm getting the thumbs up that you got what I said. Then I would also just pay attention to like any sort of yoga class, pay attention to like potential sensations from right to left. We are all a little imbalanced. We may have things that are going on, you know, one side more than the other. So, you know, pay attention to, you know, when you're compressing, I sort of talked about 3 main moves that we're going to do. One is a compression. So you're just sort of like letting it land, sending the feedback to your brain. What's happening into my body? The next one is to break up the party a little bit, like doing cross fibers. So if fibers are running this way, we're taking the ball and we're breaking up all these sort of tissues. And then the next one is to increase almost the function. So you're actually taking the limb and you're moving the range of motion to actually train your body how that shoulder, for example, like a wing, should move. Okay, so we're sort of adding those 3 components. So pay attention from right to left, because it's going to be a completely different experience, right? Because we're all a little bit asymmetrical in life. Okay, so where we're going to start is with the Coregeous ball, and then we're going to go straight on rib cage. So there's other places that I love this ball. One of my favorites is like gut, which I did when I did the stress workshop. Like we land a lot of stuff here. I love this in different, more that try it after. Gut is great, but for where we want to work through here, I kind of want to think about this like a band through here. We're going to go straight compression through like the sternum area. Okay, so we're going to lie on our stomachs and we're going to go through here. Then I'm going to get you to do a slight spin. So I'm just demonstrating it, but we're going to be lying on our belly. So we're going to use our body pressure. You're going to spin your torso or your lower body to kind of spin over it. And then you're just going to go, you're going to push down like a contraction, and then you're going to relax. You could even take your hands on the floor, almost like a peck sort of fly, push your hands down, and then just let it relax. So that contraction relaxation move will also get deeper into tissues. Okay, so that's the first move. Then we're going to go cross fiber across the pecs. So that you're going to take the ball. So the pecs are fibers that are going to go, like they're right under your breast, and they come up and they attach into your front arm bones. They're basically like this, and they kind of like a fan of fibers. So I want you just to kind of go across through here, kind of getting almost into like armpity area, cross through there. Then we're going to go. And so if you're having a really sore day, this is like taking the palm of your hand and doing like a glidey effleurage. This is like taking your thumb and sticking it in places. So if you're super sore, like maybe don't start here. If you're already like, oh my God, like really sore, and then you lie on this and you're like, I can't do this. You might want to start a little bit more heel of the hand and then sort of start to ease into something like this. And there's also bigger ones. If again, these ones feel like too much, because this is kind of like the circumference of a thumb, like a trigger point. Okay, so the first one we're going to do through here, actually, we're going to leave them in the balls to start. So the second one we're going to do is, so your clavicle that runs this way, collarbone, we're going to lay it right underneath with the camera. It's like, which way do I put this? Right under collarbone here. And then we're just going to go side to side. So we're going to actually move our body from side to side under clavicle. Then we're going to move to the other side. Then we're going to take these out of the ball and we're going to go pecs. You may need, if you're really rounded forward here, getting underneath and in there might be, you might need a little support. So you could also on your own time prop a book or something that is a little bit harder that pushes into that tissue. But most people feel it if you put it here, lying on your stomach. We're going to again compress, then we're going to cross fiber, then we're going to move our arms. And you're really going to kind of feel that through these tissues. Okay? Just talked really fast there, but we're gonna work through it slowly.
Yeah, I might need a little reminder.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm going through it again. Okay, so let's work with this, again, this ball here, Coregeous ball. Okay, so we're gonna first come onto your stomach here, and I want you just to land on it. So chest, not the end of your sternum, not the part right at the end that's a little bit sensitive, but above there. And I basically want you just to lay your head down. If you want some support, you can also take 2 fists or 2 palms and just place your head on your hands, almost like a pillow. Okay, so just lie with your head straight down for a moment. And then I actually just want you to give yourself a moment here, because it actually—
Like right here?
Yeah, right there, exactly. Like above, like I would say you can even come a little bit above your breast line.
That's better.
Yeah, okay. So generally in a therapeutic sense, having someone push the heel of their hand right into your sternum and like traction down is a really gentle, calming sensation, because it gets into something called the vagus nerve. And that really has a way to sort of decompress your entire nervous system and bring it down a notch. So that's why I just want you to give yourself a moment here, take some nice, almost like yogic breaths, breathe into your belly. On the exhale, just let your body weight hang over this ball. Because just that body weight, and again, it's really subtle. It's not that trigger point sensation. It's really a, okay, I'm here, I'm landing. And then to feel that more of that fascial sensation is I actually want you to take your upper body, and I want you to just walk it over towards the side. So you're kind of like taking your upper body and doing a little twist. Good. If you can almost feel like it's gripping, often with this ball, getting on skin to skin is better. Let's see if you can do a little twist and take a nice breath there. Good. And then again, slowly just make your way over to the other side and add a little twist over to that other side. Do one more, then you add a little bit more. So you take your body to the right, and then take your lower body also to the right. So do a little lower body twist as well to add a little bit of a deeper twist. Almost like you're taking that, again, that ball, having it glue, and then adding a torque onto that connective tissue. Okay. Then we're going to come back to center. And we're going to take both of our hands down, and we're going to push them down towards the floor. That's the contraction. And then on the exhale, you're just going to drop your head and let your head hang. And then release. We're going to do that about 3 or 4 times. Push your hands down into the ground. So you're doing a contraction of the pecs. Nice deep breath. And then exhale, drop your head, let your weight of your head hang down, and just almost like cantilever over that ball. Fully let go. You don't have to lift your head up the next time. So keep your head down, push your hands into the ground. Good. Inhale, exhale, sink. Good. Totally let go. Even if your head hits the ground, it just is supported by the floor. Perfect. Good. And one more time. Push your hands down. Good. And then totally relax and let go. Amazing. And then we're just going to go straight into cross fiber. So just take your body and go all the way. I'm going to let you kind of free form this a little bit, because I want you to kind of feel like it's kind of like coming a little bit into arm, little bit into arms. So I want you just to move your whole upper body. So you're going like side to side through here. And again, add your breaths. I'm even sort of taking my arm and stretching it out because it kind of gets a little bit more into that armpit. And just sort of explore where that area of your pec might be tight. Could be closer to your clavicle, could be closer to your arm bone, could be closer to your armpit area. Good. So whenever you're doing these things on your own, just see if you can take like 5 or 6 passes.
Okay, go.
Hello.
Hi, Kai.
I muted you since the troops came home.
Totally
He's
fair.
like, hey, that's Sam's mom.
Rolling around on the on the floor with balls. Okay, so we're gonna grab these balls here. And again, you stay where you are, but the balls are gonna come right under your clavicle line. So right under here. Let's start with one side. And again, like I would probably use your hands to support your head. Good, and then lean your body weight into that. Everyone feeling that through there? So let me know if you're getting some sort of trigger point with your like thumb up, getting something.
Yeah, it feels good.
Okay, good. It's a good sort of pain. That's what we want. It's like you're looking for a good sort of pain. You getting it, Karen? I know you're sitting up.
I think I need to put something under me. Let me find something.
Okay. Yeah, even like a book or a yoga block.
We never ever found it. We just kept it in the house.
Okay, and then Lilia, you can also start to just do a little cross fiber. So moving your body just gently from side to side. Kind of like you're scrubbing the floor with your whole body. The last time we scrubbed the floor, I don't know when that was. So we're gonna go over the one clavicle and then we'll come over to the other side. Is that feeling better, Karen? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Okay.
I'm on carpet, so this doesn't help.
Okay, yeah. For some things it'll be better, but for sure, trying to get that ball into that space might be a little bit tougher. But the book should help, and it might need to be honestly a thicker book. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the other clavicle. So the other side, and again, first start compressing. You may want to just on that same side move your head in the opposite direction to just first land over those tissues. So you want to be on soft tissue and not on bone. So make sure you're not like landing on that bone, but that you're more on that soft tissue right underneath that bone.
It's like right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, like right. It's basically where one of the attachment sites of your pecs, like right underneath that bone. It is pretty like even sensitive just to kind of touch it a little bit through there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like right under there. So not into the heart of the belly of the muscle, but right under there. Good. And then a gentle scrub the floor with your torso. A gentle rock back and forth. Good. And taking some nice breaths through there. Is it feeling any different from one side to the other, Karen?
It's more painful on the left.
Okay. So you found a spot. Good. I'm glad we found a spot. Yeah. So it's sort of, like I feel like I've got left-sided stuff, like most of my left side of my body. So just is more sore than the right. So just notice again, you're going to kind of notice that even like in yoga, you don't have to work, balanced. I would say work balanced on both sides, but you might want to hang out a little bit more on that one side. It might just need a little bit more attention. And so this class, I would think, is more designed to create opportunity for you to figure out how to use these balls and figure out where your stuff is. But I would just sort of say, note where your stuff is. And then you're like, okay, I got to go back to that one. Or that move was like the best thing ever. And I'm going to do that every day. So kind of note which ones are feeling really good. So pec, I'm going to say most people with computers, especially with our bad setups during COVID, this is like a real winner. So we're going to put both of the balls. So I would say find clavicle, but come down just a little bit more into the heart of that muscle. So if you're like your nipples there and your front arm bones there, it's kind of like right in the middle. So right in the middle of those two. And so again, we're going to land there, and you're going to again I would bring your forehead down. Oh gosh, sorry, lost me. Bring your forehead down. I mean, you could even put your head to the side, just depending on if you're getting enough compression through there. And what you also may need to do is take your arms and put them by your side, because that also could help to hold them down a little bit more. Good. Okay. And then again,
That feels really good.
yeah. And again, like I think by your sides there are good, because again, it's going to kind of like when your arms are up, you might lose the ball a little bit. And then we're just going to, again, we're just going to just gently rock from side to side here. Body just sort of like does a gentle rock from side to side. Good. And then we're going to add almost like we're doing some swimming moves. So we're going to take our arms nice and slow, because I want you to kind of notice what you're feeling. But if your arms are to the side, slowly take them out to the side and slowly above your head. If you have enough space there, I'm going to move my stuff around. But if you have enough space, you can almost like glide them on the floor. They don't need to be completely straight, but just at least try to keep the balls pinned down. So arms down, take almost like the thumbs and slowly glide. You can bend the elbows. Good. Take them above the head. Take a nice deep breath, and then slowly bring them back down. I don't know if your pecs are anything like mine, but they do like a pop, pop, pop. It's almost like the fibers are like guitar strings. So there's like a little bit of you can feel the fibers breaking up, like kind of like this is like almost like a massage therapist's thumb, and they're going over your pecs. So I don't know if you're having the same results as I am, but just.
I don't hear it, but I feel it.
I don't hear it either, but I was making the sound of what my muscle might be doing.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense then.
It was good. So more of like a twangy muscle than a good fiber muscle. Good. Okay, so let's just do a couple more there. And again, use the breath in conjunction with the movement. Beautiful. Okay. And then it's just, again, land there for a moment. Bring your hands by your side. Take a nice deep breath there. Let your body sort of land over the balls. Good. And then let's just slowly make our way onto our side and then just come up to a seated position here just to look at the next set of exercises. So with the pecs, more also because we may not always have this time sitting like this or, you know, being able to lay down on the ground, but I would say throughout the day, you could also use these as a tool. So if you say you're sitting at your desk and you have like 5 minutes, you could just take the hand onto the opposite and just kind of like start to break the stuff up underneath that clavicle. So kind of go cross. You know, that actually, you know, sometimes can be a little bit more effective in that way. Or then take the ball and give it a little compression through that pec and then almost take it through a range of motion. So kind of like we were doing press and then open through here, right? So kind of like I would say like in yoga class, you can do the same position lying down, you can do the same position sitting, you can do the same position standing up. So they're gonna feel different with the different pressures, like sometimes using the floor to compress and to get into some areas feels better, but sometimes it's not always accessible. So just know that you can use them in different ways, okay? So we're gonna take these balls. The next, we're gonna do now some side stuff. So I always just say shoulders often through mid-back. Shoulders as a pattern for most people are lifting really high. And usually your shoulder blades are kind of sitting up high and not moving well. So one muscle that attaches into your arm bone is your lats. So this next move is gonna be sort of working on this lat seam and trying to almost like unpin the bottom of those shoulder blades so they can move like this. And they can, I always think of your shoulder blades like your wings. So I want you to fly, okay? You're just gonna fly up on off your yoga mat after this. So we're going to, wouldn't that be something? I'm like, oh my God, it worked. So we're gonna lie on one side of our body and we're gonna just gently compress. Then we're gonna do cross fiber through here. This is pretty sensitive for a lot of people. So I would just say, again, just sort of like be ready for it to be a little bit sensitive. And then we're gonna take the balls on that same side and we're gonna kind of like put them in between. One's gonna feel like it's coming under the armpit and one's gonna land perfectly on one of your rotator cuff muscles when you're lying on your side. And then we're just gonna gently compress and we're gonna do this internal, external rotation through that shoulder, okay? Okay, so let's just lie on a side, whatever side is most comfortable for you there. So the balls are gonna kind of come, are not gonna, they are gonna come up and down. And actually to find the lats, take your arm and pull it into the side of your body, like you're almost like squeezing something under your armpit. And there's this muscle that should pop up like, kind of like at the bottom of your armpit. Yeah? So the muscle that kind of is a little bit poppy, that's where we wanna go. So one arm is gonna be above your head. I would actually just take, so my left arm is above my head. Just take your head and rest it on your upper arm. And just take some breaths here. So you're probably gonna feel it when you go a little bit further back, meaning your body's gonna face up a little bit more towards the ceiling. So as you're compressing here, you might wanna just do a little wiggle, like rotating up, and you may notice it a little bit more through there. Anyone feeling this? Hoping
yes.
Hoping you're feeling this. And then just taking some breaths here. Again, sometimes you don't really notice how much you're holding your body or trying to hold away from the balls, but see if you can close your eyes, let your body weight relax, fall over the balls, let them sort of do what they were intended to sink into tissues and relax things a little bit more, send new feedback to the brain. And then we're gonna do a gentle cross fiber. So again, rock forward and back. You can even use this front hand to kind of help guide you. So rock forward, like you're doing a little lean forward and a little lean back. Yeah. Faces always tell me what's happening.
Leaning back, I can really feel when I lean back.
So, yes. So the muscle is definitely more back. So yeah, so that means you're at the heart of it when you're going back there. Good. So breaking up that, oh my. Lots of stuff in there. How is that feeling, Karen? Are you feeling that there?
Yep.
Yeah. You're like, yep, got it. No. Okay. And then again, let's just nice deep breath. And again, land and just give yourself a moment here. Good. So again, just notice if you need to come back here, but this is a good spot, especially if you get stuff at the bottom of your shoulder blade. Because I would just say, sometimes there's this nice straight line that kind of like right at the peak of your shoulder blade. If you get pain here, this is a good one to work on. Okay, so we're gonna take the ball now. We're gonna almost like create this side as a little gully. One's gonna kind of go into the armpit, and then one's gonna land on a rotator cuff muscle slightly behind the arm. And when you land on it, you'll know. I would say, if you don't know, then take your arm back like this. Okay, yeah, you found it. I can tell by your face. Yeah, you're like, I found it. Okay, so again,
Yep.
bend your head down just so it has a little bit somewhere to rest. Unless you have if you have a little pillow there, sometimes that's also nice. If you have it accessible, like I have a little bolster thing, like sometimes just having a little something might be nice. There you go. If you just need a little extra support. And then let's just, again, take your body and land it down into that muscle. So straight compression. Good trigger point, sort of notice sensations in your body. Again, as in the video, you want to make sure that the intensity is lessening and not increasing. It's a good pain. It's not a sharp shooting. It's like, oh God, yeah, okay, that's intense, but as I hang out here a little bit more, it's getting a little bit better. You feel blood flow. You feel like you can take a nice deep breath. It's not creating this shallow breath that you're like, can't breathe. It's really hard to breathe. So allowing yourself to sink into that area. Good. And then we're just going to gently take this arm and we're going to kind of rock it. So the elbow is going to anchor and we're going to go external rotation. Let that wrist drop right down to that end range. Take a breath and then slow internal rotation right to the end range.
Wow.
Yeah. Good. And again, slow external rotation. Sometimes if you even just like roll like micro millimeters to one direction, if you're not feeling anything, you should be feeling something. So if you're not, you might need to kind of like find the hot spot. Good. Again, if you're not feeling anything here, there's something wrong. So let me know, because it's hard to see exactly what you are, where you are. Good. And slow. And again, just close your eyes and do the next two super slow, because I want you to kind of really, where are you feeling it? Stop at that spot and then slowly savor, slowly move through it instead of trying to whip through the whole thing and wait for it to be over. Let's just slowly see if we can work through that range of motion that might be impeded right at the end range. But you may even notice if you have some stuff already going on with rotator cuff, that doing things like this, and again, moving really super slow, letting it hang out, giving it a trigger point may help that range of motion as well. Good. Just take a couple moments. Just take this left arm, just straighten it out a couple times, stretch out the fingers and the wrist, bring it back, and again, just like go 3 times that you just sort of lengthen out. Good, and then one more time. Lengthen out. And then we'll just slowly make our way over onto our other side. Before you do that, just as you sit up, just give yourself a moment, because it's nice to kind of go, what does that feel like in comparison?
Wow.
Because I feel like sometimes,
So like it's a huge difference.
yeah, and I feel like I actually feel like almost like I have an ache here, but I didn't realize I had an ache. Like it was something that's sort of like pinning down. So sometimes when you like after you've done a yoga class, you're like, I just feel good. But what does that feel like? What does that mean? So sometimes that's just, again, blood flow. Sometimes that's an overall global movement. Okay, so lats. Again, find here, pull that arm down towards your armpit squeeze. Find that poppy muscle, and then lie right through lats. And then
I'm going straight, right?
yeah, so yes. So they're gonna go up and down.
Yep.
Like that.
Oh, this side is really sore.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It might be the mouse. Might be the mouse. Yeah, I know. I'm also finding this side is really sore.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Are you mousing on this side?
Am I what?
Mousing?
What's mousing?
Like your computer. I guess maybe you don't have a mouse, like a separate mouse with your computer hand?
Oh yeah, yeah, I am.
Yeah, okay.
But it's probably the workout from yesterday too.
But why this right side?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I think there's something dumb.
Maybe it's the mouse. Who knows?
Maybe it is the mouse. Okay.
Either that or I'm doing my push-ups wrong.
Yeah, maybe sometimes that does happen too. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to roll gently. Once you've compressed and found your area through there, see if you can just do a gentle sort of rock, back and forth through here. Sometimes you might just find another spot and want to land there, and again, take some nice deep breaths through there. And then we're going to add our cross fiber. Take your front hand and let that guide you. And again, this side might be a little bit more intense. Good. Nice deep breaths. Don't hold on to those breaths. Good. And then let's just lift ourselves up from here. Take the ball. Again, put it in that gully, one armpit, one on that rotator cuff. And again, lay your body onto the side. The moment you let your arm sort of drop and let your head weight, again, you might just find something to put your head on to help support it. Yes, this right rotator cuff is also a lot crazier. So yours might be too if this is your dominant side. Good. So let it just compress to start. You may even want to straighten out that arm. But notice some intensity. If it's too much, you can also roll off it a bit. I'm finding this is pretty intense.
Yeah, this is killing me.
This is pretty intense. You might need to roll off it a little bit. And like, I mean, this is, not like a foam roller, but if it's like almost like you may need to do something before, more just when when you have more time, but a foam roller under that is also like more of a heel of a hand rather than this trigger point. So just sort of, you might need to just move it slightly in one direction that doesn't feel like it's completely killing you, but that you start to kind of break up these tissues from all different angles. Okay, so we're going to anchor that elbow down and then slowly go through that range of motion through here. And again, try to feel as though you're noticing where the tightest areas are from you, going external rotation or internal rotation through here. Good. And Slowly opening and dropping down. Good. Let's just do a couple more. Again, taking the breaths, savoring the movements, noticing if things are just getting a little bit less intense in there. Good. Let your arm just land with that back of your palm close towards the ground, and then just see if you can slowly, even if you sort of glide it on the floor, just do a little bit more of a straightening of that elbow. Good. Bend it, inhale, lengthen, straighten it out. Good. And again, bend and lengthen, straighten it out. Good. And then let's just lift ourselves slowly up and come back up to a seated position here. Whew. How's everyone feeling? There's definitely an opening here, right? So these sort of muscles through here, that's sort of the lats. I can sort of, like kind of free the body of those shoulder blades. I'm even sort of noticing, like when our breath can get stuck in so many different directions. Sometimes our breath can get stuck more at the front or diaphragm, but sometimes it can even feel like it's not opening up at the side. So that lat one, if you feel like not getting a nice deep breath, sometimes opening up that to expand the rib cage that way can also be nice. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 more moves on our back. These are some of my favorites. So one is coming straight under. So our bone that juts out of our neck the most is C7. So that's the bottom of your neck. And then we're gonna come like right underneath that. So bone is here, we're gonna come right underneath that. And we're gonna first compress, okay? Then we are going to do, we're gonna do a little side to side. And then we're gonna do, I'm just gonna call it puppet arms. So you're gonna cross your arms and just let them hang, okay? And then do a gentle side to side rock. So that's the first move. Second one is gonna be right between your shoulder blades. So you're gonna bring the ball sort of like right between shoulder blades, like right there. And again, compress. What you could do to increase it is lift your hips up behind you. Lift your hips up, and then you can add, this is like the bonus round and almost a little bit mean, but you can lift your hips and then add a twist, because then it takes the ball and kind of like does a little screwdriver effect into that mid back, which maybe you've been craving. And then the other one, it's a little bit mean. The other one is taking the ball. We're actually gonna just take the balls out of the bag, and we're gonna bring them, so this like kind of little pinchy bit through here, we're gonna pin them like right underneath there. And again, you might need to lift the hips to pin them a little bit. So we're gonna lift the hips up, and then we're gonna take the arms through a range of motion. So first one is up and over, and then up and across. And again, I'll take you through those again. Okay, so let's first start with both of the balls in the bag. And we're gonna lie on our back, and we're gonna find that bone that juts out of your neck the most. We're gonna come right underneath that point.
Can you
Let it
move your computer a little bit to the side, Adrian?
Sarah, say it again.
I can't see you.
Can't see me, can't see me. Here, let me move it this way.
No, that's good. Yep.
Can you see me now?
Yep.
Okay. So find that bone, come slightly underneath that. Let the weight of your head hang down. Is everyone feeling a spot there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you don't, even
Oh, that feels so good.
even if you just tuck your pelvis under, it's going to give you more pressure up through there. So you may not even need to lift your hips, but you just, if you tuck your pelvis, you're going to feel more pressure through that upper body to release that upper body down towards the ground. So give it a little pelvis tuck and then take some nice deep breaths just to land. Relax your rib cage. I also just sort of draw a nice line around this collar. So you almost have this collar where your clavicles, where your shoulders, and where this junction where your neck and your shoulder blades are. So see, just almost see that collar getting a little bit less bound and more opened up. Because once you can kind of see that collar and how choking it can feel, then you can get the visualization of kind of opening up that area. So let's just take our arms and give ourselves a nice big hug through here. I may encourage you also just to lift your hips up slightly and come down like a micro bit, like a tiny little bit, just to change it up a little bit. Not right between your shoulder blades, but just get a little bit of a different spot. And then take your heavy arms, and we're just gonna gently take your elbows and rock them from side to side through here. Good. So we're starting to kind of break up the party a little bit through here. We're getting a little bit more, I'm gonna call it, like we're not in a quite rib rocker, but you have some issues with your upper ribs. If they get really sort of tight and knotted up there, this is a really good area to release. Good. And then hang over to one side, whatever side feels the most tight to start. Lean maybe at like a sort of 45-degree angle. Take a nice deep breath. Let your body hang. Good. And then let's rock over to the right. Good. And again, let your body weight hang. Let those arms be heavy. Good. We're going to just do one other thing with the hands, just for fun. We're going to take our arms above our head. Good. Let them hang gently above your head. Good. And just take 3 breaths there, tucking your pelvis down, letting those balls sink a little bit deeper into those tissues, relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw. Good. And then from there, I'm going to get you to lift your hips up and then scooch up. So the ball's going to move down and your body's going to move up. And then you're going to land with the ball right between your shoulder blades. Okay? So you're going to get a little bit more into those muscles that connect your mid-back to that shoulder blade edge. So again, landing, taking some breaths, and then start to slowly tuck your pelvis under. So almost like you're taking your tail and you're tucking it between your legs. And again, relaxing through here. Nice deep breaths. Good. Let's just do a little bit of a puppet arms again. Just add a heavy sort of puppet move. Arms dangle, give yourself a nice big hug, tuck your pelvis under. Take a nice deep breath here. So you're in a different segment. Just sort of notice where your stuff is. The next 2 things I'm going to invite you to do, you can again, just see what you feel like. The next one is a little bit more intense where you lift your hips slightly. It might be so much you might need to release your arms because I'm finding it pretty intense with the arms bent with that weight. So you may want to just try to lift your hips without your arms. You can add the arms if you're hardcore. Good, lift your hips. And then I'm going to add again, another super hardcore. Lift your hips and twist, almost like you're doing a little dance. So you're going to take your body and you're gonna add a little twist. Like you're taking your torso and you're bending it laterally, bending it to the side. Is anyone taking me up on this offer?
I'm trying, but it feels weird.
It feels weird? Weird in what way?
Like, I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Is it sore?
No, I just don't know if I'm twisting right.
So lift your hips up and then take your body and like lean, like your left ear is coming down towards your left heel.
Oh, I see. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lift and twist. Good. Again, you don't have to add the twist part. I would say if anything, do the lift, or even you can even almost do this little side to side motion with your body, like micro moves. You don't have to do these really big moves. Good. Beautiful. And then let's just for fun, let's just bring the balls almost like to the place, the location at the bottom of your shoulder blades. So if you can kind of see the bottom of your shoulder blades and just bring yourself there. This one I call sort of like the breath resuscitator. Like it's a really great, because again, if we're having a hard time taking in nice deep breaths, sometimes getting into the bottom of those shoulder blades is quite beautiful. So give yourself a moment here. Just hang. Take some breaths. See that breath expand through that front diaphragm. Sort of envision it opening up through the sides and through the back in this nice ring. And then again, tuck, 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 tuck. The pelvis under. And if you're good through here, do a little lift. Good. And then again, I want to encourage you with the balls, because again, you're going to have them and you're going to play. And somebody made some of this stuff up. So you're going to find your spots. So I would say encourage you to play. Like even through here, a little cross fiber is really great. All these erector muscles that go up and down the spine, those can all be broken up. It could take all Friday nights to work through all of this tension. One of my first, well, not my first, but one of my roommates when I was in Cairo College, before these balls were probably invented, this is what we used to do on a Friday night. This was our version of a fun time, rolling on tennis balls. And I was like, okay, we're going to be friends forever, you and I. You know friendship when you roll on balls on a Friday night. Okay. And then we're going to take the balls. We're going to take them out of the bag. And then we're just going to bring them under these sort of, again, meaty muscles that kind of feel like traps. So we're going to go pin them. You might even need to, what I'm also doing is I'm sticking my heels into the ground and giving a little push up just to make sure that they don't fall out. So give a little heel push, like you're pushing your head towards your back wall. And the moment you're going to know that you're on them is I'm actually going to say, bring up your right arm and bring it across the body. And if you're not feeling it, you might need to move slightly out towards your, away from your head, away from your neck.
Sorry, I missed it, Adrienne. Where are they going now?
So they are right like here, but behind.
Okay.
So there's like meaty tissue like right here. So what I'm actually trying to get into is one of your rotator cuff muscles that turns your arm in. So again, it feels like traps, but you'll know when do you feel that, Lilia, when you?
Up here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If you lift your arm up towards the ceiling and then you bring it across, bring it across your body. Like, yeah, like that. Do you feel it there?
Not much, no.
Okay, so I would take
Lower?
the balls and move them slightly out, like away from each other, slightly out, but still pinned. Now bring your arm across.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I want you to get into. Did you find
Yeah.
it, Karen? Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So this is one of the 80% of shoulder issues is this one. It's called your supraspinatus. It's part of internal rotation. So that's what I want you to kind of pin on. So we're gonna, again, use your heels. You might need to lift your hips up a little bit to kind of really pin it down, but bring both of your arms up towards the ceiling. Good. And another one of its jobs is to help bring your arms above your head. So we're gonna, again, take both of our arms above our head towards the wall behind us. Take a nice breath there. Good, let's bring both of the arms up towards the ceiling, and we're going to bring our right arm across. So actually release your left arm down and bring your right arm across. And if you're not feeling it, sort of lift up your hips a little bit more. And then bring that up to the ceiling. Left arm comes up, right arm comes down, and bring your left across. Good, again, lift up your hips. Let's go one more time on each side. Arms up. The right arm's gonna come across as much as you can here. And again, notice range of motion. It may be different from side to side. Arms up. Inhale, nice deep breath. Right arm down and left arm comes across the body. You're reaching for something across your body. Good, and then we'll lower both arms down, lift up your hips, just come a little bit further down with the balls, almost like, again, you're trying to pin them a little bit more, and then lower your pelvis down through here. Tuck your chin down, and just take a nice breath through there. Okay, so then we're just gonna roll onto our side again, and then let's just slowly come up through here. Okay. How's everybody doing?
I feel like I don't want to go back to work.
Oh no, you're making yourself go back to work? How did you
I have
hear
to.
yourself like that?
I know. Lame.
Okay, so give me a sense as to what moves that you're like, oh my God, I could have spent like all day there. Lilia?
On my back.
On your
Like,
back.
Right here and in between my shoulder blades. I could lie there all day like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I would say just start off with compression, let that go, and then start to kind of really get into it, break it up a little bit with the arm movement. Again, you could also like lean onto one side if you felt like it was more through the right shoulder blade, or lean a little more onto the left. So again, make it yours. So that one's also one of my favorites. Karen, how about you?
I think in general it was all good. Like I think that my chest was a lot more compressed than I expected, so I feel like I can take a much deeper breath now.
Okay.
I've had really painful, this area has always been really tight and painful on me, so
Yeah.
I think I need to do that exercise a lot more. I didn't realize it was an internal rotation, so I think that'll help me get tighter. Help me get deeper in the future.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So I would also say, again, I sort of talked about this like a ring. So just even, thinking about all the things that come around here, like that clavicle one, breaking up that, because often when people are feeling tight through here, it is like, this is lifted. So lowering that through there, getting that last one is great, because again, it comes through here. And then again, like getting into that pack, the fact that you needed that book is just saying to me that that's probably really internally rotated. So even just working on stretching it out a little bit more is a good plan. Good. Yay.
Awesome.
Deeper breaths are what we're looking for. Okay. Amazing. And
Thank you.
I will see you tonight, Lilia, on another Zoom call if you're there.
What time is it at? I don't even know.
It's at 8:30.
Oh, okay. I haven't checked my emails.
And Karen, good to see you. Hope
Yeah, it's been a while.
has been
I'm
well.
gonna do the lower body one in a while.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So I feel like I'm doing that in a couple weeks. I'm doing a
Yeah,
headache
2 weeks.
and yeah, perfect. Okay.
Can I ask a
Good.
question?
Yes, of course you can.
last night I had the weirdest thing. It was like I had a cramp in my diaphragm.
Okay.
So
This ball is so great for this.
yeah, could I just lie on this with like, but like under the rib cage, like, and massage it like that?
Yeah. So I would actually say, just watch, like, the bottom part of your sternum has this called a xiphoid process, and it's actually just attached by cartilage. So I would say this is soft enough that you could kind of come under. So I would come under. I wouldn't take the ball and haul on there, because it could actually, like, if you went in hard enough, it could actually break off. So you don't want to do that. But you want this something coming under, soft would be perfect. And then I would go, like, I would follow the bottom of the rib cage, and I would just like hang out there, move your arm, kind of like really try to break up. But I would like do that compression, cross fiber, and then like some twisting through there.
Okay.
Like, I think that's perfect for that.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Some side thing, like just sort of like open up some side walls would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a variety of weird aches and pains since this thing started.
You're not alone. Just know, whatever, you're not alone.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you later.
I'm gone. See you later.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye. Love you.